I think you got you right now because the money gone.
So the money's really gone.
Yeah.
6 apartment buildings, stating that they are all his properties with no partners involved.
He was Floyd. Like we got issues on it. Hey, he's still best fighter out there. Until somebody beat him, that's who he is.
You think you should step back in the ring?
I think he got you right now because the money gone.
So the money's really gone.
That's what the thing. If fight get the money, spend the money, fight. And then he took them 2 years.
This situation did not appear in a single moment. Floyd Mayweather did not suddenly wake up one day and find himself without money. The loss of $42 million was not an instant disaster. It was the result of problems that had been building for a long time.
You know what's crazy? People are always in my fucking business, worried about what I'm doing. What Floyd is doing, what Floyd ain't doing, what I do got, what I don't got. Just know, I'm gonna stay in my lane, I ain't gonna fuck with nobody, and I don't want nobody fucking with me. If I go on vacation, my fault. When I go on vacation for 30 days, I take 30 watches with me. But you know what? What's crazy is this. If we add 10 more days, I take 10 more watches. But then I'll say, fuck it. If I want to bring out the one and only, then I'll bring out the watch that costs 18 million. Matter of fact, you know what I'm gonna do for you motherfucking haters today? I'm gonna go fuck off $50,000 because I ain't got shit else to do. Money made. All motherfucking day.
And now the man who says he knew this would happen all along, the only person who actually managed Floyd money, is finally speaking out and revealing what he kept quiet about for so long.
Just residences making 100, 200 grand here or there, $50,000 not going to affect. But for those large investors, obviously that's becoming very concerning, because if you've got a building, big mall or something else, it could be worth, $100 million. All of a sudden you've got a $10 million profit on there that's now going to be taxed at 37.
During a small podcast with fewer than 2,000 followers, Floyd, former personal accountant, revealed shocking information that no one saw coming. He explained that he pleaded with Floyd to review the financial records, but Floyd stopped responding to him. That single statement quickly sent shockwaves through the boxing community. Now the focus turns to understanding how Floyd Mayweather, the man known as Mr. Money, went from showing stacks of $100 bills on Instagram to facing investigations, being pushed aside, and possibly losing everything.
That's who he's a lowlife. That's who he is. I mean, that's exactly what Floyd is. I mean, look, me and Canelo are having a last laugh. Canelo is gonna enjoy his lucrative contract. He's gonna fight the very best, unlike Floyd. Waits for fighters to either be over the hill or too young, the way he fought Canelo when he was too young. But look, hey, if Floyd really wants to fight, if he really wants to come...
To understand this situation, we need to return to where it truly began. Floyd, former accountant David Langston, revealed that near the end of 2021, the IRS had already begun sending warnings about liens connected to unpaid taxes linked to Floyd international exhibition fights and several real estate transactions. The amount that needed to be paid had climbed to more than $18.4 million.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about that. We're gonna get through this. That's tough, because if anybody know about business, you don't keep that type of money in just regular account. So I had to wire the money from somewhere. Okay. So I wired the money to the account, and when I wired it to the account, I went straight to the bank. I go to the bank myself to make sure shit get done. Because the thing is this, I can't make all the money unless somebody else do all the dictating and do all the control.
Things took an even stranger turn when early in 2023, a group of investors from Dubai contacted Floyd with an offer they promoted as Realcoin DXB, a cryptocurrency they claimed was backed by real estate and would change how property ownership works across the Middle East. The project turned out to be completely fraudulent, according to Langston. He tried many times to alert Floyd, explaining that it had failed every audit and had no licensing or regulatory approval. He even told him straight that it was nothing more than a scam dressed up to look expensive.
If you believe in yourself, like you say you believe in yourself, bitch, your whole fight check, you bitch.
But Floyd, chasing another major spotlight and eager to show his influence worldwide, invested $94 million into the project And then everything collapsed by October. The coin was removed from every exchange, and the creators disappeared completely. There were no refunds and no legal way to recover the money. It became the largest financial loss Floyd had ever experienced, yet it was only one part of a much bigger problem.
I sit here with sadness today to report to you that I'm incredibly disappointed in one of my all-time favorite fighters, my brother, Floyd Money Mayweather.
Langston also revealed something that fans had long suspected, but had never heard confirmed by someone so close to Floyd's gambling habit. He said there were nights when Floyd would send him proof of $2 million bets simply to show it off, and then the very next morning Floyd would call him in a panic asking how much money could be transferred from his offshore accounts.
Ball. No, you gotta show me the ball first. Ball. Keep your eyes on the ball. You lose. Always win. I'm doing some butt naked before they be in bed. Where is that right now? Where is that? You know this gonna be your 100? Cause I'm gonna blow his page up with this one. I got you. Get him. That's why.
Langston explained that the real issue was not simply that Floyd liked to gamble, but that he kept chasing the money he lost while hiding the truth from the people around him. He revealed that from late 2022 through early 2024, Floyd reportedly dropped more than $72 million on bets connected to boxing, NFL games, and private poker events held in Macau. And the reason nothing ever reached the public was because the people involved were paid to keep quiet, yet behind the scenes the financial records were steadily draining what remained of his fortune.
You've ever won in a single bet?
I'm probably 1.2, 1.3.
Yeah, that's about right. That's about right.
You know, I mean, I've won. It's more like when you're betting, you can win 600,000, $1 million, 400,000, 500,000, 600,000. You can win 7 games straight. But then when you lose $1 million, you're like, man.
What's the most you've ever lost on a bet?
Probably $1 million.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who was that? What was it?
Tony Romo.
Oh.
Now things started getting really complicated. You already know how Floyd Mayweather Jr. used to talk about paying his taxes right after big fights, like the time he owed the IRS more than $22 million in 2015 and simply settled it after the fight with Manny Pacquiao. That habit of clearing debts quickly never actually changed, even when the major boxing events slowed down.
I really am disappointed. The thing is that Floyd is what they call an independent contractor. And what happens is that when you become an independent contractor, Skip, if you make $230 million, they give you 2 checks, or a check for $230 million. It is up to you to take out the deduction and make sure state, federal, whatever else needs to be deducted is paid to the Internal Revenue Service. Floyd, you made $230, and I get it, Skip, I can just imagine.
According to him, multiple hidden liens were placed on Floyd assets by the Internal Revenue Service, IRS. Starting around 2021, these obligations were not immediately disclosed to the public, but they continued to accumulate, while Floyd repeatedly avoided efforts to settle the issues.
How does that guy not pay taxes? How do the people around him, how do the lawyers that I'm sure that he employs, the financial people that are probably running his life, telling him to stop spending $1 million a day, how do they not deal with his taxes?
Well, listen. He apparently had a tough time reading the thing, as they say. Like, he didn't know what he couldn't read, like,
that's BS.
Something.
That is BS.
They said something.
Time out. He is paying. I'm sure he's got a litany of people in his world.
I happen to agree.
Financial management people.
You think so?
How long before he's suing somebody for mismanagement of funds? You know that's happening.
You would certainly think so. By the way, they announced, I'll get your calls in a second, they did announce the pricing for Mayweather McGregor. $100 for a high def, $90 for standard def. So there you go. So it's exactly what the Mayweather Pacquiao fight was. $100 pay-per-view.
The final major problem was Floyd's massive $42 million real estate investment. In March 2025, he publicly shared details of his biggest purchase. Yet 62 multifamily buildings located across Manhattan, including areas such as Morningside Heights and Harlem, which together contained more than 1,000 rental units and multiple commercial storefronts. He showcased the deal on Instagram, presenting it as proof of his continued financial dominance. But behind the scenes, the investment placed enormous pressure on his finances and became another factor in the growing monetary troubles he was facing.
Yeah. In a point like this, because all of them, you don't see me right now. We're in Manhattan. That's what we do. All this money made. No partners. All by myself. Over 1,000 apartments. I'm just getting started.
Into my lifestyle, showing people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on a regular talking about real estate. Well, lately, I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings, it's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners. And all the retail down low on my buildings all belong to me.
He proudly told his 30 million followers on Instagram that he purchased the entire property collection by himself with no business partners, claiming it would generate massive monthly rental profits worth hundreds of millions of dollars.
Well, that's what I invested in from the beginning. My first investment was real estate.
Doing like a lot of those idiots out there that make a ton of money as athletes and then lose their own good broke. Floyd made $250 million, is investing most of it in commercial real estate. That is smart.
But underneath the public images and showmanship, people close to the situation were already worried. According to his former accountant Langston, Floyd took on too much risk and put the entire $42 million into the properties without building a financial cushion. He also declined to bring in professional property management teams, choosing instead to handle business decisions on his own and setting rent prices at levels that pushed tenants out, which created additional financial pressure. Even though he continued posting big wins on Instagram, the internal situation was far less stable than it appeared.
Disappointed with me, Skip. Floyd Mayweather has gone through this before. What is it that you don't get? And I'm even more disappointed because you're on Instagram and on Twitter flaunting your opulence. You got bales and bales of money. You might have 30, 40 racks up in front of you. You got Bugattis and Enzo Ferraris and private jets and yacht, and you big balling. And you won't cut these people their money? Now, Skip, I believe that he would have taken this fight anyway. It's hard to turn down $200, $300 million, Skip. But it looks to me that a major driving force between him, because I always thought it was Conor that wanted to fight. He wanted the big payday. Yep. But deep down, Floyd needed this payday because he got to settle a score. And let me tell you how the IRS works, Skip.
Do you have experience?
I have experience with them.
Okay.
Experience. What they like to do, if you owe them, they're not going to send you a letter right away. They like that thing.
On top of that, several buildings needed urgent renovations to comply with housing regulations in New York City. But Floyd reportedly refused to spend money on repairs. This led to growing violations lawsuits and unpaid contractor bills. By April 2025, the financial and legal problems were piling up. Reports emerged that banks were reassessing the loan agreements tied to the properties. And by May, some buildings were already heading toward pre-foreclosure. Langston recalled that they tried to alert Floyd about the seriousness of the situation, even as he continued posting big updates on Instagram, showing confidence that everything was under control.
Floyd Mayweather, in this article, it states that he's spending $402 million in real estate investment in a 1,000-unit affordable housing portfolio in Upper Manhattan. The portfolio includes over 60 buildings and is one of the city's largest real estate deals of the year.
Wow. Well, thank you, Floyd Mayweather, for investing into New York real estate.
But when the properties in New York City began losing money, the damage spread to every other part of the business. The failures in the real estate deal were followed by losses connected to investments in Dubai and unresolved tax obligations tied to liens from Internal Revenue Service assets were frozen, and the financial pressure kept increasing until everything collapsed at once, bringing all the separate problems together in one major crisis.
Living an American dream, man. You got 55 cars, 40 girlfriends.
Well, actually,
You're a billionaire now, right? Come on, let's salute this billionaire on stage.
But how many years ago you was broke? When I say broke, you ain't have a lot of money. You was just barely making it.
Today, I ran all the way here.
Why?
Because I could even buy a bus ticket.
That's crazy.
But you still had 55 cars.
No, I don't.
What happened?
Well, I bought myself some crack.
Damn.
And then more crack.
Absolutely.
Clap it up.
It wasn't only Floyd taking risky decisions. The same could be said about the people in his circle who also played a role in how things unfolded.
He could have rode off into the sunset 49-0. Instead, this is my fourth time in a boxing ring. And in 6 weeks, I run boxing.
Langston explained that the team Floyd assembled after retiring was full of yes-men questionable offshore brokers and advisors who did not even have proper U.S. licenses. Floyd reportedly put more trust in these contacts he found on Instagram than in qualified professionals. When Langston asked for their names and credentials, Floyd would simply say they were connected and to not worry.
Yeah, I feel good. I'm 40, but I look 20. And you act 10. Yeah.
These so-called connected advisors helped Floyd shift millions through offshore companies in the places of the Bahamas, Malta, and Dubai. At first, it was presented as a way to gain tax advantages, but over time, money began disappearing in small amounts from each transaction. And by the time Langston understood what was happening, more than $60 million could not be accounted for. That wealth is gone, and with it, a huge part of what would have been generational security. The problems in Floyd Mayweather empire did not start only with real estate. Signs of trouble were already visible years earlier, when rumors spread that he was not fully paying opponents from his exhibition bouts. One of the loudest voices criticizing this was Logan Paul, who publicly questioned the financial arrangements behind those events.
Did you fight Floyd or something?
Yeah.
Did he pay you to lose?
Nah,
What happened to him?
No, he didn't pay me
him at all.
He didn't pay me. I think I won that fight. I think I won. He didn't knock out a YouTuber in 8 rounds.
Floyd's my homie. He's a cool dude.
Fucking tell him the pain, bro.
How much you owe you?
Probably between 2 and 3.
Yeah.
After the exhibition fight they held in 2021, Logan Paul repeatedly went public saying he still had not been paid in full and asking where the remaining money was. The phrase, "Where's my money?" spread online and became a viral joke. But it also highlighted a deeper issue. Floyd Mayweather was known for presenting himself as extremely wealthy and highly liquid. Yet according to sources, the payment structure for the event depended on revenue shares from pay-per-view sales, which ended up being much lower than expected. Logan later described the entire experience as the most unprofessional business arrangement he had ever been part of, suggesting that the financial disagreements went beyond social media arguments and reflected real problems behind the scenes.
That guy was doing shit in the ring I'd never seen before. Yo, one time I was like hunkered over and I was like by his hip and he kind of had me in a headlock. Motherfucker opens his glove and puts his hand over my mouth.
Stop you breathing.
So I couldn't breathe. I'd never seen this before. And opposite side of the ref. He knew where the ref was. He knew to cover my mouth. Straight up in the middle of the fight, I'm like, and I get up and I'm like, what the fuck? I just missed 2 breaths. Fact. Smart boxer, you know, that's the guy who's been to the ring before. He's smart. He knows his way in and out. No, I got paid. I got paid. Just not in full. Like a couple million somehow that is just missing. Where did the money go? Floyd said he could afford a Jeff Bezos-sized jet from the money he made from that fight. I ain't got no fucking jet. What the fuck, dude? I'm missing a couple mil. We're gonna find it, bro. I'll see you in court. The art is happening. Just like, mark my words, we're coming for you, Floyd. We're coming for your millions and the last of your change.
And it wasn't only Logan. Other fighters from international exhibition matches, including some lesser-known competitors from places like Japan and Dubai, reportedly experienced similar problems with delayed payments, bounce checks, and unexplained processing errors. According to insiders, Floyd is now rushing to sell off jewelry, artwork, and luxury watches just to maintain the image of wealth. Yet even auction houses are reportedly cautious about handling his items.
Floyd Mayweather fought another exhibition against Gotti last Saturday. A real the crowd booing in the arena at the end. But in the middle of the second round, Floyd literally had the referee swapped out. He didn't like that the referee told him to stop hitting behind the head. Floyd is used to having the refs do whatever he wants, and he wasn't getting his way this time. It was so embarrassing. Floyd, you're 50 years old. You're a legend in the sport. I've stood up for you in countless interviews, including Shannon Sharp's podcast last week. But you have to stop embarrassing yourself with these exhibitions. I know life is hard. I know life is expensive. But come on, dude, put your legacy first. Nobody wants to remember you like this. And it gets worse. Your jeweler filed a lawsuit against you in Miami. And many are saying you're gonna have to sell off your assets. I hate seeing this happen, bro.
There were also reports that Floyd Mayweather Jr. was considering another exhibition fight, but interest had dried up and promoters were hesitant to work with him. He had effectively been shut out of financial opportunities in Dubai, and contacts in Japan were no longer returning calls. Some insiders claimed he might attempt opportunities in Africa. But bridges were being burned everywhere. Langston said he even tried reaching out, not just as an accountant, but as a friend, yet Floyd still never responded. The reality is that Floyd Mayweather Jr., once the symbol of financial dominance, now faces serious money problems that cannot be avoided. Frozen assets lawsuits and a struggling business empire show that the downfall did not happen suddenly. It began with ignored warnings, bad decisions, and deals that failed, and now the consequences have finally arrived.
Floyd Mayweather is bankrupt. At least that's what Logan Paul thinks. Logan hopped on the Walkway to Fight Club show, and when he was asked about being paid, he was nothing short of honest.
It's unfortunate because, you know, same Floyd Money Mayweather. Surely I was going to get my check fairly quickly, right? And that didn't happen, so I'm sure it'll come eventually, right? I realized, okay, I'm being strung along. This is a classic, hey, buddy, you're the new guy in this industry. We're going to puppeteer you however we want. Hop on for the ride and shut up. Instead of shutting up, I make fun of him on social media and let everyone know that he doesn't have any money. I kind of joke and I'm facetious and I point the finger at Floyd. Well, I don't know if it's his fault. Maybe a little bit, but something tells me Floyd doesn't control where the money goes. Or maybe he does. I don't know. And I don't really care. I just want my